What's going on YouTube? Baylor here, back with another video. I wanted to kind of have an informative, instructional talk with you guys. And today I want to talk about creatine. So I want to talk about how it works, some of the myths or fears that you may have heard, and how to take it effectively. So let's get into it. So creatine is found in a lot of foods that we eat, and it's actually manufactured by the body naturally. But before we understand how creatine works, we need to understand a little bit better the way that the human body utilizes and recycles its energy. Whether you are picking up a textbook or bench pressing 400 pounds, your body has an energy requirement that it needs to meet. And the way it meets that energy requirement is through something that's called adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. And I'm not going to go into the technicalities of cellular respiration and the nitty-gritty of energy consumption, but basically ATP is the energy currency unit of the human body. Whether you're doing something slow or fast, great or small, you need ATP to perform that function. So when that function is performed and energy is released, creatine can then come in and help replenish those energy stores that were spent during the exercise. So in essence, the more you can maximize your creatine intake, the more energy that you can replenish, and the faster, longer, and better you can perform your exercises, and that all equals progressive overload, and as we all know, progressive overload equals gains. So it's important to note that creatine won't increase muscle mass directly. It is more up to your training style to maximize creatine usage to meet those goals. Okay, so there are a lot of common myths and fears about creatine, so I want to help debunk some of the common ones so you understand it a little bit better. Creatine causes water retention and can make you dehydrated. This is almost half true. Creatine does cause water retention on the intramuscular level, not within your fat cells, but within your muscle cells. And it definitely doesn't make you dehydrated, so there's no need to drink another gallon of water during your workouts. Creatine can cause renal distress, kidney, and liver damage. And no, creatine is one of the most researched and proven supplements in the entire world. There's been a number of studies that have disproven this myth many times over, all of which I'll link down below. But this was a myth that was started by a journalist back in the 90s, and it just was kind of a snowball / telephone effect, and it's just not true. It is unethical / illegal to take creatine. No, it's not against the law, and it's not unethical as far as any kind of competition. You'd be hard-pressed as a bodybuilder, powerlifter, or Olympic weightlifter to find any kind of competition that bars you from it for taking creatine. So if you're gonna take creatine, you obviously have to cycle it, right? Like every 1 to 2 weeks. No, you can take creatine year-round. In fact, I encourage you to take it with other supplements like BCAAs and protein. And last but surely not least, if you're a teenager, you definitely shouldn't take creatine, right? No. A lot of people have a misconception that it stunts growth, but that has also been disproven. But you know, just make sure you have a good diet and you're taking it at the correct doses. All right, so you've heard all the facts and you're ready to start taking creatine. And you're probably wondering to yourself, how do I take it effectively? Well, like I said, you can take it year-round, and I typically recommend a 3 to 5 gram dose per day, as most people recommend. And the other thing is, a lot of people talk about loading, which refers to taking 15 to 20 grams of creatine for a short amount of time before you go back down to the normal dosage of around 3 to 5 grams. And this is an effort to bring your creatine levels up to what you want quicker / faster, but this has also been disproven. You can get the same results by just taking the correct dosage off the bat, so you're really not doing anything there but wasting money. And one last tip, it's also been shown by a few studies that if you take 40 to 50 grams of carbs with each creatine serving, you can increase your intramuscular creatine levels by 60%. So that's gonna pretty much wrap this video up, guys. I wanna thank you all for watching. If this was helpful or educational in any way, I really appreciate it if you shared it with one of your friends. I feel like this is a topic that has a lot of misconceptions and fears about it, so definitely share it with a friend who might be thinking about it. Leave your comments below if you have any other questions. I'm glad to answer. Like the video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you are not. And with that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. All the pain.